just
No.
I'm mixing up. Hi guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. So today's video we're going to be talking about the crystal red Caridina shrimp, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you everything you need to know about them. Alright, so to start off, these guys are Caridina shrimp. So you know, you got two different types of shrimp. You got Neo Caridina shrimp and you got Caridina shrimp. Well, these are Caridina shrimp, which are basically, they're a bit different. People say a bit harder to keep than Neo Caridina shrimp. But yeah, today in particular we're going to be talking about the crystal red shrimp, and these guys look really cool. I normally call them the candy cane shrimp because they just look like little candy canes walking around the tank and stuff. But they are really cool actually. And so like I said, they're a type of Caridina shrimp. And so basically, let's first talk about the tank size. Well, these shrimp can basically go in, well, anything bigger than, I don't know, you know, 10, 15, 20 liters, which is like, what, like 2.5 to 5 gallons, something like that. I would say that's the minimum, but you know, you can put these in huge tanks if you wanted to, although I don't know if you would really want to. I would say these are perfect for like nano tanks. And so as you can see, I've got a tank right by here on my desk. I'm mixing up words today, bling me. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this little desk tank. I've made a video on that already. If you want to go watch that, I'll link that up here somewhere, I think up there. And then you can watch that there. But it's basically pretty simple. It's just a 10-liter tank, I think, so that's about 2.5 gallons. We've got aqua soil on the bottom, and then, you know, we've got some plants, some dwarf hairgrass, some Pogosum alferi, and you know, that's about it, a bit of Anubis and stuff, and then, you know, dragonstone and a little filter and a little light. That's basically all, and water, and then the shrimp. And we actually escaped this tank during a live stream, so that was really fun and stuff. And yeah, if you don't watch the live streams yet, I suggest you do, because they're normally pretty fun, and you get to do exclusive things like help me escape a tank. Anyway, pretty simple setup. It's doing really well. For the long-time viewers, the regular viewers, they would know that, you know, we set this up, and yeah, that's just an update for them, really. Anyway, let's talk a bit about water parameters. Well, so I'm not too fussy. I'm not like too confused. I'm not too fussy about water parameters and stuff. That's with a lot of my fish actually. I don't really look at the water parameters. I rather just keep things consistent. I think consistency is key, and it works much better than changing stuff to go like for the ideal conditions, because you'll never get there anyway. And yeah, I don't think it just doesn't really work. But as for temperature, I don't even have a heater in here. These are on room temperature, so like 18, 19, 20 degrees, something like that. And they do totally fine. They actually prefer a bit cooler water than warmer water. Neo Caridina like warmer water, Caridina like cooler water. So that's, you know, a good tip. You can just keep them on room temperature, really. And then they do like softer water, so you know, if you can get that pH down and stuff, and also the minerals, the TDS, if you can get that down a bit, you know, you could use a reverse osmosis water and then remineralize it a little bit, and you know, that would work really well. But to be honest, I could use tap water, and my tap water is pretty hard, and yeah, basically don't think about it too much. Although I do have aqua soil in here, of course, which does lower the pH and stuff, and you know, there's all things to the water, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think as for substrate then, yeah, I think aqua soil is the best substrate for any shrimp tank, to be honest. You can also, of course, keep gravel and sand, or bare bottom if you wanted to, but I think just that aqua soil is basically the best. Of course, in the tank you want a nice bunch of plants, because they love grazing on little things, little microorganisms and algae and all different types of things in the aquarium, and also on plants. They'll not eat the plants, but you know, they'll eat the dead plants and all that kind of stuff, so they are, you know, great for that kind of purpose. As for how big of a group I would get, I started here with just 10. You could, yeah, I would say start with 10, maybe 20, 15, 30, whatever you want to do, but I would say a minimum of starting with 10. Because they will breed for you, and well, let's talk about breeding. They breed pretty simply. So basically, you'll have a female shrimp will get buried, and then have the eggs, and then the eggs will like hatch after 1 month, 28 days. Yeah, there's tons of videos on how that works with shrimp, and you can go watch that. But it's basically you just buy a group of 10, and then within a month you'll have a ton of babies. And I've got a ton of babies in here, actually 2 generations, and you'll be able to see those. And they just grow up in the tank. You don't need to touch it, nothing like that basically, and they'll just grow up and they'll be adult shrimp eventually. And then you can keep them in there or take them out or whatever you want to do with them. That leads me to another point, which is actually feeding. And to be honest, I haven't fed these guys yet. Yeah, I haven't fed them since I've got them yet. Maybe I should, but yeah, I haven't fed them, and I don't think it has been needed because there's enough stuff in the tank for them to graze on. And like you can see, they're breeding, so why would I then feed them extra? I think then the feeding extra would pollute the water more and stuff, and you'll have more problems with that than that if I would just leave it how it is. So yeah, you can feed, of course, and you got special shrimp foods and all kinds of stuff, algae wafers they like, little shrimp pellets and stuff. You can feed those to them and they'll be totally fine with that. Now as for tank mates for these guys, as you can see, I've only got them on their own, nothing else in them, maybe a couple of snails will always be fine with them. But if you want to keep them with fish, tiny fish, you should keep them with like really small fish, because anything too big will eat the shrimp, of course, and even if they wouldn't eat the shrimp, they will eat the baby shrimp. So yeah, it depends totally on you if you want to breed them and have babies, or if you just want to have the shrimp in the tank as cleaners. But then I would go for some like cherry shrimp that are a lot cheaper, because these guys can get pretty pricey. Around here in the Netherlands, it's about well, it depends where you get them. In the fish shops, they go up to like 5 to 6 to 7 to maybe even 10 euros a piece. But if you look around and local breeders, you can get them for like 3 or 4 euros a piece. So, it depends, but they're a bit more pricey than your standard cherry shrimp and stuff like that. So I wouldn't risk putting them with like bigger fish. To be honest, they are totally fine on their own. Like, they're stunning to look at, and they're super interesting to like see move and stuff. And so yeah, just a tank for themselves is actually really nice. Especially like I've got here on my desk. I get way too distracted looking at those guys and not doing my actual work. Right, so I think I've covered pretty much everything. Like, what's more to cover about these beautiful shrimp? Well, the colors, they only come in one. Well, I guess they come in multiple colors. These are the crystal red shrimp, right? You've also got the crystal black shrimp, which are basically the same, but then they've got the black bands instead of the red. So those are actually pretty cool as well. And then you got tons more types of Caridina shrimp. Too many to list. So, but the video is just specifically about Caridina shrimp, although a lot of, not Caridina, I mean my crystal red shrimp, although a lot of the, the information and stuff will apply also to different types of Caridina shrimp. So anyway guys, I think that's everything about the crystal red shrimp. I always get this name mixed up with like Caridina, crystal, whatever. It's just crystal, no. I'm mixing up. Crystal red Caridina shrimp. Why do they make these names so difficult? Anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.